Chapter 8. Happiness, Music, Dancing, and the Kiss. Only love and wisdom should reign in the homes of the Gnostic brothers and sisters. Really, humanity confuses love with desire, and desire with love. Only great souls know how, and are able to love. In Eden, men of perfection love ineffable women. To love one must be. Those who incarnate their soul know how to truly love. The I does not know how to love. The demon I which today swears love is replaced by another demon I that does not want to love. We already know that the I is plural. The pluralized I is really a legion. That whole succession of the I lives in conflict. It is said that we have one mind. We, the Gnostics, affirm that we have many minds. Each phantom of the pluralized I has its mind. The I which kisses and adores the beloved woman is displaced by another I who hates her. To love one must be. Man still is not. Whoever has not incarnated the soul is not. Man still does not have real existence. From the mouth of man speaks a legion of demons, demons who swear love, demons who abandon the beloved, demons who hate, demons of jealousy, of anger, of malice, etc., etc. Nonetheless, the intellectual animal mistakenly called man, in spite of all this, has incarnated the essence, a fraction of his human soul. The Buddha knows how to love. The I does not know how to love. We should forgive the defects of the beloved, because these are the defects of the I. Love is not to blame for the quarrels. The guilty one is the I. In the home of the Gnostic initiate there should be a source of happiness, music, and ineffable kisses. Dance, love, and the joy of loving strengthen the embryo of the soul that children have within. In this way, Gnostic homes are a real paradise of love and wisdom. Liquor and fornication should be banished from the bosom of the Gnostic home. Nevertheless, we should not be fanatics. Whoever is incapable of taking a glass in hospitality is as weak as he who does not know how to control his drinking, and becomes drunk. Fornication is another thing. This is unpardonable. All those who ejaculate the seminal fluid are fornicator them, for the fornicators is the abyss and the second death. Man can be in everything, but should not be victim of anything. He should be king and not slave. He who partook of a drink did not commit a crime, but he who was a slave and victim of drink, he has committed a crime. The true master is king of the heavens, the earth, and the infernos. The weak are not kings. The weak are slaves. The initiate only unites sexually with his wife in order to practice sexual magic. Unhappy are they who unite with woman to spill the semen. The initiate is not suddenly overwhelmed by that feeling of death which fornicators experience when they lose their semen. Man is one half, woman the other half. During the sexual act one experiences the happiness of being complete. Those who do not spill the semen conserve that happiness eternally. It is not necessary to spill the semen to create a child. The spermatozoon that escapes without the loss of semen is a selected spermatozoon, a spermatozoon of a superior type, a totally mature spermatozoon. An infant of a very high order is the result of this form of fecundation. This is how we are able to form a race of supermen. It is not necessary to spill the semen to engender a child. Imbeciles like to spill the semen. The Gnostic is not an imbecile. When the couples are sexually united, clairvoyants usually see a very brilliant light which envelopes the pair. In this instant precisely, the creative forces of nature come to serve as a means for the creation of a new being. When the couple allow themselves to be carried away by carnal passion and then commit the crime of spilling the semen, those luminous forces withdraw. Their place is taken by luciferic forces of a blood-red color, bringing quarrels, jealousy, adultery, tears, and desperation to the home. This is how homes which could have been a heaven on earth become true infernos. Whoever does not spill the semen retains, accumulates for himself peace, abundance, wisdom, happiness, and love. With the key of sexual magic, one can put an end to disputes in the home. This is the key to true happiness. During the act of sexual magic, couples are charged with magnetism. They magnetize each other. The pelvis of the woman pours out feminine currents whilst the breasts give off masculine ones. In the man, the feminine current is rooted in the mouth and the masculine in his virile member. All these organs should be well excited by means of sexual magic in order to give and receive, transmit and collect vital magnetic forces which continue increasing extraordinarily in quantity and quality. In the homes of Gnostic initiates, where between the couple there is such intimate sexual contact, delightful dance, joyful music, the ardent kiss have the object of achieving of the mutual magnetization of man and woman. The magnetic power is masculine and feminine at the same time. The man needs the currents of his wife if he really wants to progress, and inevitably she needs those of her husband to achieve the development of her powers. When the couples magnetize each other, things progress and happiness makes its nest in the home. When a man and a woman unite, something is created. Scientific chastity permits the transmutation of the sexual secretions into light and fire. Every religion which degenerates preaches celibacy. Every religion at its birth and in its glorious splendor preaches the path of the perfect matrimony. Buddha was married and established the perfect matrimony. Unfortunately, the prophecy made by Lord Buddha was fulfilled with complete exactitude 500 years later, that his Dharma would be exhausted and that the Sangha would be divided into dissident sections. It was then that Buddhist monasticism and the hatred of the perfect matrimony was born. Jesus, the divine Savior, brought cryptic esotericism to the world. The Adorable One taught his disciples the path of the perfect matrimony. Peter, the first pontiff of the Church, was a married man. Peter was not celibate. Peter had a wife. Unfortunately, after 600 years the message of the Adorable One was adulterated, and the Church of Rome turned to the dead forms of Buddhist monasticism, with its cloistered monks and nuns who mortally hate the path of the perfect matrimony. It was then, after 600 years of Christianity, that another message about the perfect matrimony became necessary. Then came Muhammad, the great preacher of the perfect matrimony. Naturally, as always, Muhammad was violently rejected by the infrasexuals who hate woman. The loathsome fraternity of the enemies of woman believes that only through forced celibacy can one reach God. This is a crime. The abstention that infrasexuals preach is absolutely impossible. Nature rebels against this type of abstention. Then nocturnal pollutions occur, which inevitably ruin the organism. Every individual who abstains suffers from nocturnal seminal spillage. The glass which is filled inevitably spills. The luxury of abstention is only possible for those who have in fact already reached the kingdom of the Superman. They have already converted their organisms into a machine of eternal sexual transmutation. They have already trained their glands with sexual magic. They are God-men. They are indeed the result of many years of sexual magic and rigorous education in sexual physiology. The initiate loves the great classical music and feels repugnance for the infernal music of common people. Afro-Cuban music awakens the lowest animal depths in man. The initiate loves the music of the great composers. The magic flute of Mozart, for example, reminds us of an Egyptian initiation. There is an intimate relationship between the word and the sexual forces. The word of the great Master Jesus was Christified by drinking the wine of light of the alchemist in the chalice of sexuality. When we listen to the 9 symphonies of Beethoven, or the compositions of Chopin, or Liszt's Divine Polonaise, The soul is in communion with the music of spheres. Music is the word of the eternal. Our words should be ineffable music, thus we sublimate the creative energy to the heart. Words that are vile, filthy, nauseating, immodest, vulgar, etc., have the power to adulterate the creative energy, converting it into infernal powers. Sacred dances, the naked dance, the ardent kiss, the sexual connection of the illusion mysteries made men into gods. Then it would not have occurred to anybody to think of indecencies, but only of holy and profoundly religious things. The sacred dances are as ancient as the world and have their origin in the dawn of life on earth. The Sufi dances and the whirling dervishes are absolutely marvelous. To speak the word of gold, music must awaken in the human organism. The great rhythms of Mahavan and Hotava, with their three eternal pulses, keep the universe firmly on its course. Those are the rhythms of fire. When the soul floats delightfully in sacred space, it has the duty to accompany us with its song, because the universe is sustained by the word. The homes of Gnostic initiates should be full of beauty. Flowers which imbue the air with their aurora, beautiful sculptures, perfect order and cleanliness make each home a true Gnostic sanctuary. The mysteries of Eleusis still exist in secret. The great Baltic initiate, von Uxkull, is one of the most exalted initiates of that school. This great initiate practices sexual magic intensely. We should make it clear that sexual magic may only be practiced between husband and wife. The adulterous man or adulterous woman inevitably fails. You can only be married when there is love. Love is law, but conscious love. Those who use this knowledge of sexual magic to seduce women are black magicians who will fall to the abyss, where weeping and the second death awaits them, which is 1,000 times worse than the death of the physical body. We make this urgent appeal to the maidens and innocent women of this world. We warn them that they can only practice sexual magic when they have their husband. Be careful of the many sly foxes that go about seducing innocent damsels with the pretext of sexual magic. We warn them so that they will not fall into temptation. To the unredeemed fornicating women who populate the world we also make an appeal, warning them that before the eyes of the Eternal it is useless to try to hide. These poor women, who use this knowledge as a pretext to satisfy their lust and lie in beds of pleasure, will fall into the abyss where weeping and the gnashing of teeth is all that awaits them. We speak clearly so that we are understood. Back, profane and profaners. Sexual magic is a two-edged sword. The pure and virtuous, it transforms into gods; the evil and impure, it wounds and destroys.